So students, today we will be continuing with your next topic under your third chapter, administration of company, under your corporate structure and administration. Okay, now your next topic is corporate social responsibility, company social responsibility. Now what is company social responsibility? We've already discussed this in your previous topic, right? We've already discussed in your previous video. Okay, we've discussed it till the CSR committee. Okay, now after your CSR committee you have the next topic, which is known as CSR committee, which means corporate social responsibility of the board, referred to in section 135 of the Companies Act of 2013. Okay, now these are the categories of the company and this is CSR committee consists of. Okay, this is what the committee actually consists of. Okay, now what are the categories? Firstly, it is a listed company which consists of 3 or more directors. At least one should be independent. Okay, it is a limited company which consists of 3 or more directors. At least one should be independent. Next is an unlisted public company when you have 3 or more directors. Many may not have an independent director. Okay, here 3 or more directors, but most of them do not have an independent director. Next you have a private company. In private company you have 3 or more directors. If 2 directors on board with the 2 other directors, okay, you need to have 2 directors on board with 2 directors. Okay, so this is your category of the company and what the company committee consists of. Now next is your foreign company. Okay, now foreign company, in this you need to have 2 or more persons. One person should be nominated by the foreign company and the director resident is mentioned to receive the notice on behalf of the company. Okay, one will obviously be appointed by the foreign company, but the other director will be mentioned to receive a notice on behalf of the company. Company will be appointing the person for a foreign company from their particular company. Okay, now your next topic is your functions of CSR committee. Now what is the function of a company social responsibility committee? Firstly, they have to formulate and recommend to board a CSR policy. First, they have to recommend to the board a CSR policy which shall indicate activities to be undertaken by the companies. Okay, they will have to recommend a CSR policy based on which the activities will be undertaken by the company. Next, the CSR committee needs to recommend the amount of expenditure to be incurred on activities referred to in clause 1. That is firstly to monitor the policy from time to time. Second is to institute. Firstly, monitor. Second is institute a transparent monitoring mechanism for implementation of the CSR projects, programs or activities which are undertaken by the companies. To monitor the policy, to institute a transparent monitoring program. Okay, for this they will also have to suggest a particular budget expenditure to the particular committee. Okay, the committee has to suggest. Okay, so these are the functions of CSR committee. Now next one is you have your responsibility of the board of directors. Now what is the responsibility of the board of directors along with the CSR? Okay, first, after considering the recommendation which are made by the CSR committee, approve the CSR policy for the company and disclose contents of such policy in the board report. Okay, you need to disclose all of the contents in the board report based on the recommendations which are made. Next, you need to ensure that activities are included in the CSR policy. Next, you need to make sure whatever activities are there, all the activities of the CSR are mentioned in the CSR policy of the company that need to be undertaken by the company. The company has to carry out all the activities and the policies which are mentioned. Okay, next is the CSR committee. The board of directors will disclose the composition of the CSR committee. Okay, what are the amount of members and who will be the members of the CSR committee in the board report. The board of directors have to mention it. After which board of directors will ensure that the company spends in every financial year at least 2% of the average profits. Okay, 2% of average profit of the company during 3 immediately preceding financial years. 2% of profits will be spent on the CSR committee for the immediately preceding 3 financial years. Okay, in pursuance of the CSR policy based on whatever information is given in the CSR policy. The CSR project, programs or activities undertaken in India only shall amount to CSR expenditure. Whatever activities are in India that are taking place will amount to only the CSR expenditure. Whatever expense is there, it will come under CSR. Okay. Now next topic, you have CSR activities. Now what are CSR activities? These are activities which are undertaken by the company as per the policy of the CSR. Okay, excluding the activities which are taken care of the normal business. Okay, it is only considering the activities of CSR which are coming under your CSR policy only. Okay, next is the board of directors may decide to undertake the CSR activities approved by the CSR committee. Okay, they will only take into consideration the activities which are only approved by the CSR committee. Okay. Next, a Section 8 company or a registered trust or a registered society established by the company either singly or along with the any other company. Okay, now either you will the CSR will establish one trust, okay, to take care of the people, to serve the society, okay, or they will establish a particular company with any other particular company. That will be their activity. Okay, your next is, your fourth point will be, according to Section 8 of the company, a registered trust or registered society established by the central government or state government or any entity established under the Act of Parliament or a state legislator. Okay, it will be any it will be an entity which will be established only on basis of a central or a state government based on whatever the act is according to the Act of Parliament or a state legislature. Okay. Next is a Section 8 company. You will have to have a registered trust and society other than those which are specified in the clauses. That is, firstly A, above having an established track record of 3 years undertaking a similar program. Okay, you need to have different programs. You need to not have only one single particular program. Okay, after which you will have to have collaboration with companies. Okay, other companies for undertaking various programs. Okay, you for example, you see Reliance Industries, you see Tata, how they take up their CSR activities, their projects, okay, based on which how they carry out various projects and programs. Now next is, you have the CSR projects or programs or activities which are not considered as CSR activities. There will be various activities which will not be considered as CSR activities. Okay, then you will have your expenses only for the benefit of employees of the company and the families. Contribution of any amount directly or indirectly to any political party. Okay. Now let's move on to your next topic, which is known as company secretary. Now your company secretary. Now what is a company secretary? A company secretary is defined, okay, a secretary is defined by the Oxford Dictionary as one whose office is to write for another, okay, whose office is to write for another, especially one who is employed to conduct correspondence, to keep records, to transact various other businesses from another person, or for any society, corporation or public body. Okay, it is basically a person's office. A secretary's office is for one which is kept for another one, and to employ people who are in correspondence and to keep the a track of records of each and every individual and a person, societies, corporations and public body. Okay. Okay, now the Companies Act of 1956 as amended by the Amendment Act of 1988 defines a secretary as, very important, defines a secretary as an individual possessing the prescribed qualification. He should be, the person, secretary should be a person who is possessing the prescribed qualification and appointed to perform the duties which may be performed by a secretary under this act or by any other ministerial or administrative duties. Okay, whatever duty is given to them, they have to perform that particular duty as and when, and they have to perform the particular duty. Okay. Now next you have to see what is the appointment of a company secretary. Now appointment for a company secretary, the procedure for the appointing company secretary, okay, or other than the first secretary is as follows. Firstly, you need to pass a resolution. Okay, a resolution, that is a resolution has to be passed in the board meeting, that is the board of directors meeting, appointing a secretary on certain terms and conditions. Okay, there will be certain terms and conditions based on which you will be appointing a company secretary by passing a resolution in the board of directors meeting. Okay, next is, the particulars of appointment must be filled in duplicate with registrar within 30 days. Whatever the appointment is there, you need to fill it in a register also within 30 days of appointing that particular secretary. Okay, now next, if a person appointed as secretary functions as secretary in any other company, okay, suppose in one particular company is a particular person is appointed as secretary, okay, but if that same secretary is functioning as as a secretary in any other company, within 20 days of his appointment. Okay, he has to notify, he needs to give notice to the other company within 20 days of the appointment. Now any director interested in in the appointment of secretary must disclose his intent and must not take part in discussion or voting or resolution. Okay, any person who is there for the appointment, they should not disclose the intent, and neither they should go for the voting of the in the particular board meeting. Okay, now if a person also is appointed as a secretary, is the director of the company. Suppose if the director of the company is appointed as the secretary, or if any of his relative of the director is appointed, now for such appointment a special resolution has to be passed in general meeting for the appointment of that person as a secretary, if they are, in case in case if there are any relatives or any people who are there. Now, the resolution of the appointment secretary may be in the following terms. Okay, it can be based on the monthly salary. You will be discussing your monthly salary. Okay, now whatever the written service is there, it usually provides for these following matters. That is your period of appointment, if any. Okay, your terms of dismissal, your remuneration, what remuneration it is going to be set as a secretary for you. Okay, provident fund, pension benefits, conditions of leave. Okay, next you have your medical and other benefits, conditions of resignation, etc. All of this will be discussed effectively in your while your appointment of the secretary. Now, dismissal of a company secretary. Now, when will a particular person appointed as secretary will be dismissed from the duties? Now, the secretary will be removed. Company secretary will be removed from the office under the power, okay, expressly, which is given in the articles under the general powers, which the articles generally give them. Only based on the powers which are given in the articles, based on that powers, you need to remove the secretary. Now, when will you remove the secretary? Is basically if they do not he will be terminated, because if he is making any profits, if he is carrying out any illegal activities, if the secretary is carrying out any illegal activities, and if he is making profits secretly, okay, he might be dismissed from willful disobedience. In case if he is disobedient, if he is misconduct, if he is not behaving properly, okay, moral turpitude, okay, negligence, incompetence, or permanent disability. Based on these activities, if he is into any wrong activities, if he is causing any harm to the company, then the company secretary will be removed from that particular position. Okay, he will be terminated from that particular position. Now next, let's look into your next topic, which is duties and functions of a company secretary. Now, what are the duties and functions of a company secretary? The duties of secretary vary from from one company to another company. Every company will have different types of functions based on the secretary thing. Okay, depending upon the nature of business, the size of the company, okay, and the powers which are enjoyed by responsibilities entrusted with the secretary. The duties of a company secretary may be classified under the following heads. Okay, now you have various duties. You have you have statutory duties, you have duties in relation to directors, in relation to shareholders, towards organization and office, towards relation to public, okay, towards incorporation, duties after incorporation, duties under MRTP Act, duties, what are the rights and powers. Okay, based on this you will have a various number of duties. Okay, now your statutory duties are your compulsory duties. Okay, you are compulsory, or it is the duty which you have to do it. Now, the statutory duties of a company secretary are: firstly, the important statutory duties under this act, that is, you need to maintain books of registers of the company. Okay, then next is filing necessary returns of the register of the company, after which you will supervise the issue, that is, supervise issue, allotment, transfer, forfeiture of shares and debentures. You have to supervise all of these. Next is attending to meetings, recording the proceeding. Whatever the information is given in the meeting, whatever you are discussing in the meeting, you need to record everything as a company secretary. After which you have allowing inspection of books of documents whenever it is required by the statute. Okay, you need to make sure that you're giving permission in order to check the books of account, that is financial accounts, your balance sheet, your profit and loss and everything. Safe custody and proper use of common seal of the company. The company will have a common seal, so you need to as a company secretary, you need to make sure that the common seal is used in an effective manner and it is not used in a wrong means or purpose. Now next duty after statutory duty, it is your duty in relation to directors. Now duty in relation to directors is to look after the directors. Okay, you need to arrange necessary board meetings. Okay, you need to make sure you are recording each and every information which is discussed in the board meeting, and also whatever information is there, you need to act like a mouthpiece of the board of directors, okay, to in front of the shareholders. In relation to the directors, you need to take utmost care. You need to follow all the rules and regulations as given by the directors. Next is in duties in relation to your shareholders. And in relation to your shareholders, the secretary will act as a medium, okay, of communication between company and shareholders. They are acting as an intermediary. So their duties are firstly application and allotment of shares, then next is call on shares, forfeiture on shares, transfer and transmission of share, distribution of share dividend, okay, notice and circulars to member, meeting of shareholders, inquiries and complaints from shareholders. These are their duties in relation to the shareholders, okay. These are their duties, several duties in relation with the shareholders. Now next is duties towards organization and office, the company secretary's duty, okay. Now basically, as they are recognized as the company secretary is someone who is recognized as the head of the company, right? So they have to work with maximum efficiency. They need to they should they should have good moral values. They should work in accordance with the company's rules and regulations and all of that, and they need to coordinate all of the activities of the company, and they need to make sure all the rules and regulations are followed effectively and the achievement of objectives are done, and the company is also making profits of the thing, okay. Now next is duties in relation to public. Now what is company secretary responsibility towards public is basically to see whatever the activities are being carried out in a particular organization, they are benefiting the public, okay. They are benefiting the public, they are benefiting the shareholders, okay. They are your public consists of debenture holders, bankers, solicitors, creditors, prospective investors, okay. You need to make sure if the company has taken loan from these particular people, you are repaying that loan on a particular time, okay. You are creating employment opportunities. So these are the company secretary responsibility towards the public. Now what are the duties before incorporation, or duties of a company secretary, duties before incorporation, okay. Before incorporation, they need to attend all the preliminary meetings, okay, of the promoters. He has to guide the promoters regarding the provision of the Companies Act. They should also help them in preparation of various documents such as prospectus, memorandum of association, articles of association, okay. They should help them with filing with the registrar of companies and etc. This is that company secretary duty before the incorporation of the particular company. Now what is the duty after incorporation? After incorporation, the duty will be to arrange the first board meeting, okay. After they arrange the first board meeting, to get the certificate of the commencement of business, then to register all the documents with the registrar of companies, then to prepare a statutory report, to arrange the statutory meeting, and to commence with the certificate of the business, of the commencement of the business. They need to commence the business after receiving the commencement of the business certificate from the company's registrar of companies, okay. Now next is you need to have the duties under the MRTP Act. Now duties under the MRTP Act is nothing but if the company has an asset of more than 100 crores, then he should see that under section 26 the MRTP of Act of the company is registered with the company, is registered with the central government. The particular company, if they have profits or assets more than 100 crores, then that particular company should also be registered under the MRTP Act under the central government, okay. That is one duty. Now next, what are the rights and powers of the company secretary? Okay, the rights and powers of company secretary is firstly they have the right to control and manage all the departments, okay. That could be HR department, that could be finance department, okay, that could be your income tax department. They have the right to take control over each and every department and manage each and every department of the thing, okay. Now as a principal officer within the meaning of the Companies Act, he has the right to sign the document. The company secretary has the right to sign that particular document which is required for an authentication, okay. Now as next right is as the employee of a company, they are see, once you call yourself as a company secretary, you are the top board member and also the employee of the company. Now as an employee of the company, he has a right to case of winding up of the company and claim the salary also. The company secretary has the right to claim salary during the term of winding up of the particular company, okay. Now also the company secretary is given a special right to allot shares to applicants if directors desire to do so, but the directors should have the power to delegate the right in the articles of the company, okay. Also the company secretary has certain powers by implication. Example, secretary can also serve the notice under section 53, okay. Now let's look into the liabilities of the secretary in your next topic and your next video.